So on my 2004 Ford Excursion, turns out that I have a problem with it. It kept stalling out. It'd restart and then it'd go for a day and then it would stall out again. Figured it's 250,000 miles. I figured it was time for a fuel pump. Checked the codes. Code said it had low secondary voltage, fuel pump voltage. So I figured the pump was just worn out. So I put a new pump in it. It's dropping the tank, this huge, pain thing weighs, it's a 44-gallon tank. Thankfully, I only had like 4 gallons of fuel in it. And we dropped the tank, put a new pump in it. Still the same problem. So I did a little bit more research, and there were a lot of comments about a relay that's in the fuse box, which is, quote, unserviceable. So you have to buy a new box, or there are not even new ones available. You got to buy a reconditioned, remanufactured one. So I, being resourceful to some degree, I said, well, I'm going to take a hack at it. So I took the box apart. Turns out they were right. Found this little guy here, this little tiny relay right here was the culprit. And I ordered one to have. It's obviously kind of a problem area. I didn't even want to wait to go through my electronic supplier, so I went Amazon. They had them on Amazon for $8 something. So anyhow, this video shows what I had to do to replace that relay. We got all back together. It was running great. So anyhow, this is how I did it. Hope it helps somebody out there with an excursion. Save yourself a lot of money if you have the capability to do this kind of work. Okay, so here I am at the bench. We're going to try and get into this thing. This is the continuing saga of the fuel pump failure on my excursion. And it looks like the way this is put together that this back piece snaps in all the way around. However, I think the pins are on the board, which means we've got to unpopulate this. Take all of these relays and fuses off of here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've taken a photograph. Actually, I took several photographs. These relays here, I checked them. They all have the same part number. So I'll just pull those out one at a time. I got a little bin here, and I'll go through and I'm going to unpopulate this, and then we'll try and get the back cover off. So that's where we're at right now. Continuing to move the components off of here, I found that the pair of hemostats works best. You can come through and you can quickly remove all of the fuses. So that's a good way to do it. All right, that was a pain. Some of them are pretty tough to get out. You kind of got to jiggle them when you pull on them. Anyways, I got it all depopulated. Now I'm going to flip it over. You look, they have these little tabs here. What I'm going to do is pry those out and put a shim under them to hold them, because there's a bunch of them around the side. And I'm going to jam a penny in there as I do it. Like we're doing all this for the first time, right? I've never been into this, never done this before. But the damn box is like $300 or something, if you can find one. And so we're just gonna see if we can fix the one we got. I mean, we have the technology. This isn't rocket science. Okay, I'm going all the way around, trying to get under those tabs, put something in there to get them out the way. I don't know if I'm still on the screen here or not, but I won't be able to get one in there. I'll put it right here. There's, I'm sure, some sort of a tool for this. Actually, I don't think these are made to be serviceable, because I'm told what we're looking for is a relay on the back side of the board. So we'll see if we can get this son of a gun popped up. Okay, there's one corner. We're making some headway now. And it looks like, not quite. We got another guy here. A holdout. All right. So here we go. Now this guy comes off. That's probably a good idea when this is off to clean that. Had silicone grease and all those, clean all that out. It got dirt in it when I took it apart. All right. Let me take my pennies out of here. I need my pennies out. There we go. Old A blanket. Now look at that. Son of a bitch. Look at that guy right there. I don't know if you can see it. That is smoked. Let me get it closer. I don't see any light. My light is not helping me here. You can see that relay is smoked on the edge. All right, so that was a good find. That makes me feel better to some extent. All right, so this guy should, yeah, see, I'm not sure how this comes out of here now. All right, there's more to the story here, kids. More to the story. So I'm not sure how this board lifts out of here. Again, this is real-time engineering, folks. Like I said, I've never had this apart before in my life, but it looks like that whole board lifts up. We'll see if we can't. Looks like this whole thing comes up somehow. I just want to make sure I don't break anything. It looks like there may be something grabbing over here. And I don't see anything catching. So there's all the pins that come through are kind of holding it back, I think. Yeah, I can feel the board moving. Push on those. This could be dicey to get back together. I hope I don't destroy it. Oh. Here we got this guy. This power lead. This power lead. All right, I see what's going on. I need to take this out of here. I need to take this out of here. Hopefully that drops down somehow. Okay, and that snaps in. Look at that. Look at that shit. All right. Now we should have it loose. Okay, the cover's off. Yeah, there's freaking relays everywhere. Okay, that's my last penny. So you see the board. It does indeed have 3 relays on this side of the board that are, quote, non-serviceable. And then there's 2 more on this side. We found the one that's all melted. So I believe that those boards, there's these little clips here that just come off like that. I believe if I remove those, that this board will come loose. So I'm gonna look at that here. Let me study this a little bit and I'll get back to you. I don't want to waste everybody's time watching me poke at it. Okay, I'll be right back when I figure it out. Okay, we're back. Here's the update. The son of a bitches are all soldered together, sandwiched together. That board and that board. And in between is some copper buses that go over to different places for the high current loads. So, find these relays. They're Omron, should be easy to find. I don't know if I'm going to attempt taking this apart or not. I do have a desoldering iron, but that could be pretty dicey. But it'd be better than spending another $300 for a board. All right, more to come. Let you know what I find out. All right, so I ordered a couple of those relays. They're like $8, and the replacement boards I found were hundreds of dollars. Most of them are quote rebuilt, and reading the description, rebuilt means they cleaned them up. It doesn't sound like, you know, if there was a bad component, they replaced it, but it's not going to have new relays on it. So I'm going to just basically get another board of questionable, you know, length of time. So what I've got here, this is my desoldering iron. It's got a little bulb here. For suction, you squeeze it, you heat it up, and let go of that. It sucks the solder out. So this is going to be tough to do, but I'm going to give it a whack. So what you do is out here. Let me zoom in on this. What you do is you come up to I'm trying to get to where you can see the thing here. I heat it up, go over a pin, I'm moving it around, sucking the solder off. Then I got a little, here I just dumped the solder in the thing. So I'm gonna go down the line, heat it up. I can tell when it's molten, give it a suck. So this may actually work better than I thought. Anyways, long, tedious process. I'm gonna go through that. We'll see how it works. I'll come back in a few and share my results with you. Okay. Okay, now I've gone through and desoldered all these pins here. And what I did is I went through and I tried to, let's see if I can zoom in on that. After I desoldered, I pushed back and forth with the screwdriver just to make sure they were loose. I did every one of them. So I think I got them all now. So this should theoretically lift up off of there. So kind of hard to do that, but oop, there it goes. Okay, all right, so here we go. We'll see what we got here. We'll pull it up off, and there's the bad relay there. I broke the cover off of it. And then now we can get to it, solder it on the back side. All right, we'll see how that works out. Okay, so I got the stand for the camera so I can use both hands here. So this again is the relay that's problematic. I flipped the board over. Let's get it in the picture here. You can see that this has been really hot here. So these 5 terminals, these 3 here and these 2, go to that relay. You can see on the bottom of that relay there. See if we get it focused there. You can see it's all been overheated. Looks like it smoked the coil there. So that's what we're going to try and get out. So now I got my desoldering iron station set up still. I'm going to try and desolder that. So this is a little different rig than I had before. I actually have a power vac on this one here, so we'll heat that up. know that's really obnoxious. All right, so I've desoldered that. This should pop off here now. So if I put a little screwdriver under it, like that. So it just falls right off the board. Let me open this up a little bit. All right, so that's the little, you would think, you know, and this realistically is about a $3 part. Of course, I had to pay $9 for it. You know, you buy stuff off the internet, that's what you got to expect. But I'll get the new one out here and put the new one on here in just a second. Okay, so I'm ready to solder this on, but I noticed there's a discoloration on the board there, and I'm just going to take a little bit of alcohol on a swab, and I just want to clean that area off really well, just to be sure that we don't have anything hiding under there that I didn't see. Okay, so that seems to be pretty good. I'll check the other side of the board. Let me see if this will clean up a little bit. This is just from the overheating, but the traces don't look like they're damaged at all. Just discolored from the heat, I imagine. So I'll do up around these two. And then, of course, it's alcohol, dries real quickly. Okay, so now I've taken the my little razor blade, and I scraped all the surfaces of the contacts so they're all nice and bright and clean. And we'll put this guy into the holes. Maybe a little tricky. Get them all in there. Oh, looks like we got it. Didn't want to go. There it is. I've got it pushed down all the way down there now. So now, again, I want to make sure that I've got all the way down so I get good contact with those pins and my solder. So I got my iron here. I'm gonna actually clean the tip off a little bit. Got a damp. That gets all the old. So we got a nice, bright, clean tip on my iron. All right, so here we go. I want to put a little heat on the pin, and should be able to just dial it just like that. I'm pushing on the pin. I want to make sure the pin's hot enough so the solder sticks well to it. Don't want to leave it on there too long. I don't want to burn the trace up or melt the new relay. And it should be nice and bright when you're done. You know, the finish of the solder, that needs a touch more. And I don't really like this guy here. I'm gonna give that another little touch there. There. That looks better. All right. So I think I'm good. I think I'm in good shape. So we'll start putting the boards back together. Okay, now I'm getting ready to put the boards together. I just got a little brush here. I just want to clean. There's a little bit of dirt down in there. Not that I'm soldering into there, but I want to make sure everything's clean. There are no loose pieces of maybe solder that might have dropped off of there. So I got that. Now I've got this board, and should slide right on there. I got to line up these. Let me pull this over here. these pins here that go through the board. And there's like that. Oh, there's a couple there. All right, so now I just want to bring these down. Oh, look at that. Oh, they push down on there very nicely. I'm just squeezing the boards together. So what I want to do is I'm going to solder a pin on each end, and then just make sure I'm happy with it before I go soldering all of them. So I got my iron here. Get this guy over here. All right. So the board is on there. I'm pretty happy with all of that. And everything's all lined up. Okay. I'm just going to go through and solder on these. So let me just show you how. Let me see if I can move this camera a little bit. What I'm doing when I do this soldering. Get a camera on here. So what I'm doing is I take the iron, and this tip is a flat solder out. You can see it's like a screwdriver tip, and I go up against the side, flat side, and just the solder in there. Go up against the flat side, warm the pin up a little bit, and then boom, a little touch of solder, and I'm done. Okay. Let's see if we get. I think I'm zoomed in as far as I can go on that. So I'm gonna go do all the rest of them, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I'm just gonna go down the line here. Yeah, I was steadier about 40 years ago. I'll just keep going down the line. Okay, so I've got them all soldered together now. All the joints are soldered all the way down the line. And what we'll do then is take this and assemble it back into the enclosure and see what we got. Hopefully it works. Okay, so I was able to put these two pieces back together, and they actually snapped together really easily. I got the two pieces. And then the last thing I got to do, if I remember this thing right, this was the main power, battery power, and that just drops. It just drops in there. Now, if I can get it to line up, there it goes, and then it should snap. There's just two little snap pieces in there. There they are, and it's snapped in already. So with that, I think I'm ready to go. Okay, so now I got it populated. I got this bucket full of relays and fuses. So I'm going to go refer to the picture that I took when I first removed it, populate it, and then we'll try installing it. All right, be back. Okay, so we got it, the fuse box back installed, all the wires connected, and we'll give it a try and see if that fixed the problem here. Batteries reconnected under the hood. Look at that shit. All right. Success. $2 part, $3, whatever, $10 versus 300 or something exchange for a new fuse box. Kind of a poor design, We got the technology. It's not rocket science. I hope this helps somebody out there. So as I was desoldering all those pins on the board, you know, I showed you I was using my little desucker tool with a rubber bulb on the end for suction. It looked like it was doing a good job, but it just wasn't really cutting it. So just full disclosure, I want to let you know that I had to get a better piece of equipment. So I used, it's the same soldering, the same desoldering iron, but I took the bulb off and I put a hose on it here. And I actually have, it's made for desoldering. It's a little foot pedal, and that's what you heard the compressor started up and running in the video there somewhere when I was doing some desoldering. But it uses air pressure. And in fact, I think you can hear it here. Maybe when I hit that, you can maybe hear it coming out of the tip of this guy. But it uses air pressure from a air compressor, blows it through a little venturi and a little orifice, and that creates a suction around it, which connects to this hose up to my desoldering iron. So I did get it. I found it used on eBay for $35, and it worked really well. So I was able to desolder all those pins. But because even if you got a little tiny bit of solder left on it, you're not going to be able to lift that board without really running the risk of damaging it. So, and I showed you a little trick I did. I went with a screwdriver and made sure each of the pins was broken loose. I could move them around before I tried lifting the board off of there. So anyhow, you know, I hope this helps somebody out there. It's obviously been, you know, after doing a little more research on, you know, Googling, and it's not a new problem with these Fords on these integrated boxes. And oh my God, they make so many different models of their fuse block, whether you have a diesel or you got the V8 or you got the V10, or and then all the different model years, and you got the, you know, the F-250s, the Excursions, the Expeditions. There's a bunch of them out there. So I'll show you how, you know, I showed you how I did it, and you know, to me it was worth buying a $35 additional tool for the desoldering. Obviously, a lot of guys might not have a desoldering station. You know, you're kind of stuck there. But if you have the capability of doing it, this is how I did it. So I hope it helps somebody out there. And don't forget, if you you know, if you like some of the stuff I'm doing here and sharing with you, like and subscribe. I mean, again, my channel is not monetized. You know, I don't have enough. I've only got I think like 400 followers. You need like 1,000 minimum, and you have to have some. Anyways, if I've helped you out a little bit, help me out a little bit. There's a link down in the description. You can read on there. You can click on that, and you can help me out if you feel like it. All right. Hey, thanks.